Welcome to Mike's apartment. Tonight we have Game Master Support. What we'll be doing is finding three random questions across the internet. We don't identify the person, we don't identify the platform. And we take those questions and we answer them. In between, my name is Mike. I'm the host. With me is Thom, my co host. Between the two of us, we have easily over 50 years of game mastery, dungeon mastery experience. So we are fully ready to answer these questions. How are you doing, Thom? You ready for this?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. What's interesting is you mentioned we have like 50 years of experience between us, and I'm only almost 25 years old. So most of that's on your end.
All
I don't know.
right.
Anyway, also, the last few times we've done this, Mike kind of read the questions ahead of time, summarized them to me. He kept the questions from me this time, so I'm hoping to be able to give a good
These
response.
uh these questions are a little bit more out there, so I think a more candid reaction to them will be very entertaining. All right. Question 1. I think one of my players is trying to psychologically manipulate me through the game. It started
What?
small. His character always predicts things that I haven't revealed yet, like guessing NPC motivations or plot twists before I say them. I thought it was coincidence, but it's happening too often now. Last session, he described a dream his character had, and it was almost identical to a plotline I wrote in the private notes and never shared. I have never shown anyone these notes. They're not on Discord, not on Google Docs, nothing. Now I'm second guessing everything. I started changing encounters mid session just to see if he reacts, and sometimes he does. Either he's the most perceptive player I've ever seen, or I'm leaking information somehow without realizing it. Is it possible that I'm unconsciously telegraphing everything? Or is there some other explanation that I'm missing? Because right now, it feels like I'm not fully in control of my game anymore. Thom?
I mean, there's a that is really out of context. I mean, because I don't know what their relationship is. Are they have they been friends since
Sure.
like 2006 like you and me? I mean still like you I can't predict what you would write whatever necessarily, but um
What about cheating? What
maybe.
about cheating? Is he somehow getting to his notes that he some way that the guy doesn't know about? I mean,
That reminds that's just like the time I had a science teacher in high school who would, when he gave tests, he would have the key, the answer key on his desk, and and then he would. I remember one time he left the classroom for some reason to go out in the hallway, and somebody went up to the front of the class and started reading the answers off to the rest of the class.
uh,
So unless if the DM is doing something like that and the person is looking at the notes while they're away,
yeah.
but for that to be happening consistently though, I think either they're telegraphing or maybe they just know each other well enough that they kind of under that, or at least the one person understands the DM's um, inspirations and can maybe use that to anticipate what's coming. Um, I I've had that happen occasionally where I guessed something. I remember one time guessing. I just kind of threw it out there as a spitball idea. I was like, "Wait, is this what's going on?" And our DM was like, took his notes, crumpled them up, and threw them over his shoulder. He's like, "Well, that game's done." And that was the first night. So,
Well,
but
that's not great.
that's but I'm not good at guessing that kind of stuff. That was pure luck. I had no intuition outside of like, wait a minute, this reminds me of something and whatever. So I mean, maybe if the DM is telegraphing a lot of things, that could be it. I don't believe in psychic abilities outside of maybe reading body language and stuff like
Sure.
that. But that's not psychic abilities. That's just being observant. So either the person is really observant, or they know the person well enough that that's my opinion, that they know him well enough that
Well,
they supposed
or
to.
or a, or a combination. I would say my answer is this. Okay, first of all, as the DM, maybe have a conversation with the player outside of the game and just ask
Mm-hmm.
them. Just say, "Why are you able to read ahead on my notes before I do it?" And just say, "Yeah,
Before I do the
I'm
review.
impressed." There is a skill called cold reading, which is that's cold reading is
That's what I was talking about, right?
yeah, it's a skill that allows you to kind of, you know, use your intuition to kind of guess and predict what's going to happen. It works especially well if you know the person, and or like maybe the same DM ran a game very similar to this before and doesn't and simply just doesn't remember that they had done so, or there's some elements that are something. So I would
Yeah.
say my answer to this DM is, I guess, talk to the player, kind of get down and kind of figure out like why this is happening exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If it is supernatural, definitely hit us up back because I want to know
Yeah, let
more.
us know. I want
I
to
want
know
to know if
about that
if
shit.
this is some kind of supernatural ability. We want to know. Um, you know,
Um,
subscribe,
yeah,
like, dislike, comment, whatever, share.
sure. Make sure
Yeah,
you share it at the very
but
least.
but but yes, let's find out some more. I would say to this DM, let's get some more information because we don't have enough here.
One speculation I didn't think of was, did the DM base their game on a module, or are they running a module? So if they're doing something like that and the other person has had experience with that module, then that player isn't really being fair to the DM.
That's
I
another
don't
good
think.
question. Yeah, we were not
But
provided with that information, so I don't know. But all right, that's what we have for number one. Let's go to question number two. All right. Well,
Metal Ghost, I Spy.
this one's a hard one too. Um, I don't think I actually like my players anymore, but they're also my only real friends.
Oh no!
I've been running a weekly game for 2 years. I do voices, maps, custom lore, the whole thing. None of them read anything that I send, and they forget basic plot points. And one guy literally scrolling on TikTok during combat and then asks what's happening every turn. Here's the problem. Outside of the game, these are the only people that I consistently hang out with. If I end the campaign, I'm pretty sure the group dissolves and I'm just alone. So I'm in this weird situation where I resent running the game, but I also feel like I'm paying an emotional subscription fee to keep a social life. Last session, I caught myself rooting for a TPK just so I would have an excuse to end it. Is that normal? And more importantly, how do you end a game when it's the only thing holding your friendships together? Tom?
I'm still friends with most of the people that were in the for fuck's sake email.
Yeah.
But no, which the for that email ended that game. I would say, you know what? If you've got somebody scrolling through TikTok, they're being rude,
Yeah.
and I would say talk to that person, and then maybe make when you get your party back together, the group back together, just before the game starts, just reestablish some ground rules. We're here. If you need to check your phone, make sure it's for something important. Like um, I I used to meet with some friends every other weekend in person, and one of the guys was a manager or a supervisor, and there were a few times he had to like check his phone because he had like an emergency come up at work that he had to like step away from the group from to join a call.
Hmm.
I mean, that's fine. But scrolling through fucking TikTok, that's
Yeah.
that's a dick move. Shame on you if you're watching this. Uh but or anybody who does that. I mean, shit. The only time I pulled out my phone in that group was because occasionally somebody would say would remind us of a song that felt appropriate for the situation. So we'd look up the song and we would play it. And but that was
Yeah,
relevant to the game.
but
So
didn't you and one T have a conflict over the song being
well,
played
not oh, a couple times,
a couple
but
times?
not all the songs. There was a he doesn't like Guns N' Roses because he doesn't like Axl.
Mm,
And so Guns N' Roses sucks because of Axl.
mm.
Forget about the quality music and stuff that they've produced. It's Axl makes everything suck. And then also I played a song by Cake that oh crap, what was the song? No, it doesn't. It's not important.
But
Um, it's like he looked at me with like daggers coming out of his eyes. He says, turn that song off.
so
But anyways,
yeah, basically, unless there's like a preset thing for a reason. Well, here's the thing too, though. But let's also focus on this. This DM is not just complaining about the TikTok. He's saying he wants out of the game, but
yeah,
he
it's
wants
supposed to
to
be.
preserve his friends.
Yeah, we're well when we've talked about gaming, we've we've always seemed to lock in on the fact it should be fun for the players and the DM. If you're not having fun, it's time to either reevaluate or if you just want to stop the game and you don't think it's worth continuing, then sit down with your group of friends and say, you know what, tonight uh, I'm not having any more. I'm not having fun anymore. You fucking asshole over here is on his phone scrolling through
Well,
TikTok,
yeah.
and I wouldn't recommend using those words. Maybe it's just saying Tim or whatever their name is. Alice could be Karen. I mean that sounds like a Karen thing to do. I'm
Yes,
kidding.
it does.
But
Uh,
anyways, what I'm saying is if you cannot have fun running the game, even if you get your players to refocus, then maybe it's time to pull out some board games.
well,
Or do something
yeah,
else. Go bowling or
yeah, yeah.
out to a movie. Do
And
something
here's
else
the
for an
thing, like
activity.
he's afraid of losing these friends because of it,
Well,
but I would say
yeah,
don't like you know what? End the game. If these people were not your friends anyways, like all they were if they were just using you to be the DM, right? Then they weren't your friends to begin with anyways, so it's no small loss. If they are your friends, they will continue to see you in other hobbies. But I would say you're hating running the game, stop the game. Stop doing something that you hate. If you hate it, then by all means, move on from the hobby, do something else, and if those people are your friends, they'll stay with you. If they're not, they'll leave. It's really like that simple. I mean, there's nothing else to
yeah.
it really.
I guess
Um,
I was coming from the perspective of there being a flicker of hope of being able to have fun running the game with that group of friends. If
yeah,
that hope is, if you don't have any hope of that,
yeah.
find something else to do together.
If you can,
You like
yeah.
well, he said they're the only group of friends that he hangs out with.
It's
So
could
do something
also
else.
could also go out and make new friends. It doesn't. You just because you've been with
Yeah,
these
that's an
people,
option.
yeah, you have all kinds of
Maybe
things you can do.
maybe go on Tavern Seat and find a new group to get
Yeah,
together with.
yeah. Go on www.tavernseat.com. There are plenty of games, both paid, which are optional, and free games available to you. I will hook you up with a whole new team, guaranteed. All
Yep.
right, all
And
right.
you can run the game too if you want to be the
Oh
DM.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. Even better, yeah. And you can
yeah.
charge your players. You can do what you want. All right.
And then you can say that you're being paid to take their shit.
At least that makes sense, right? All
Yeah.
right, all right. So we're on to question number 3, and this is I'm not gonna hold back, Tom. This one is
Oh.
probably the worst of the worst.
Oh.
This is a little
Hang
special.
on.
Yeah, I
I
haven't.
need another one of these.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to drink. All right, this is a little special something. Um, okay. One of my players accidentally started a real life feud between two other players because of an in
No.
game romance, and now it's
Whoa.
escalating outside of the table. We had a bard who flirted with everything, including another PC. That player leaned into it, cool, whatever. Then a third player, whose character wasn't even involved, got weirdly upset and started making passive aggressive comments both in and out of character. Fast
Shit.
forward 2 weeks. Now there are private group chats, screenshots being shared, accusations of emotional cheating. Again, this is a D&D game, and one player's actual partner has gotten involved and is demanding that I shut
What?
down inappropriate roleplay at my table. Last night, I got a 1,200 word message
What?
explaining how I failed as a leader because I allowed fictional intimacy to create real world consequences. And all I wanted to do was run a dungeon crawl. Hold on, there's a little bit more. Do I A, ban romance entirely? B, kick someone out? C, cancel the campaign and pretend this never happened? Or D, accept that I am somehow responsible for a small scale social collapse? Has anyone dealt with something this stupid before? Tom?
Holy shit.
I told you, save
I
the best
mean,
one for
what the?
last.
Can I just say what the fuck? I mean, okay. So first of all, Mr. or Ms. DM, it's not your fault. This is not on you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was something you could have done, but really, I'm assuming that these are adults because they. One of the comments was about somebody's partner getting involved and blaming the DM for creating whatever. Uh, my initial response would be to say, shut the game down.
Shut
You
it
know what?
down.
If those people want to continue this relationship drama on their own, it's not going to be framed from your game, and it's not because of your game. It's because people got stupid with it. That's not on the DM or GM or whatever. That's even if they're not adults. I mean, like young adults, or I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they're adults based on the context of how some of that was framed. So
I would say
shit.
this: we literally do not have enough information to
No, I
really
don't think so.
answer this.
But
Um,
but based on how that was framed, I'm assuming it was adults.
so
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 if
so
adults are
let's so let's see. We had a
whatever.
bard who flirted with everything, including another PC. That player leaned into it. Cool, whatever. Then a third player whose character wasn't involved got weirdly upset and started making passive aggressive comments in and out of character. I mean, that
That's
shows.
immature bullshit. That seems like
So
immature shit on a lot of sides.
here's
Not
my
all
guess.
sides, a
Here's my
lot of sides.
guess. The bard player the bard player is an attractive individual, male or let's say in real life, they're an attractive in some way, maybe not physically, maybe just personality wise. It doesn't
They
really
they
matter.
literally have a high charisma.
They literally have something like going for them. So the one player leans into it, great, and then this other player is jealous because again they see this charismatic player doing whatever. And then, yeah, it sounds, I don't know which one of the bunch um, you know, was having an inappropriate role play. Um, exactly. Again, this to diagnose this level of, and I'm glad we did this. I told you, Tom. Didn't I tell you the questions would get harder and harder as we go along? This is probably the most difficult situation in Game Master support we have had to answer. And unfortunately, my answer is kind of a non answer because I would need a lot more information to even begin. But I
But
do I tend to agree with you, Tom. C. cancel the campaign. That's I tend to lean that way, but I'd still like to know more to see if you could salvage at least some part of it, maybe.
Well, you could. I mean, you could boot the people that are being inappropriate. You could say, you know what, you guys.
But that might be most of the game. That could be like three. That's three players. I mean, that's
Again, tavern seat, bring your one other player or whatever, and you can start a new
yeah.
campaign. but
And I will personally deal with this issue that someone might have.
yeah, but I mean,
Um,
I honestly, I just think that's like sounds like three people out of the game are being very immature. Was it three?
yeah,
Did I
three.
get the number right?
It's three. Yep. The
And
the
that's
the
that's not worth.
yeah, the flirty bard, the player that leaned in, and then the other player who got jealous. So
This is like a flip side of the coin of the last question. Maybe not a flip side of a coin. It's like just another.
yeah.
Maybe it's a maybe it's a D20 sided die, side of the die, whatever because there's so many different situations that could be the same basic thing. Where it's like, do I end the game? It's not fun anymore. I mean, I'm getting blamed for people being assholes.
Basically,
And
yeah.
it's not even, I wanted to have fun with these people, and they're being assholes. And whatever. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of other deeper shit going on
Now,
in at least one of their lives that you don't want to get involved in.
now you know what would have solved all of this? A solid session zero. And I harp on this point every time. Had there been boundaries preset in the game, had there been, taboo type things like, things you're not going to talk about, this never would have happened. With a proper session zero, these issues that we're seeing right now, something could have happened maybe still if people are going to push boundaries even outside of it, but that's like the thing, you know. That's like the deal. So, all right. Yeah, long story short, I would either need more information to decide on that
Agreed. Agreed.
and or just my flinch reaction is
Mm.
cancel the campaign. I mean, that's
And just to be clear, we're not asking for more details.
but
Uh,
but if you want to
unless
provide them,
unless if you want to provide them, but we're not trying to
yeah.
pressure anybody, whoever this is, into
I,
providing that.
I doubt they'll ever see this, but okay. So all right.
They might be one of our 20 some fans, however many we got
So
now.
long story short, for Game Master support, if you like what you see, subscribe, like, dislike, comment however you want. If you
Sure.
want us to answer a question from yourself, put them in the text.
Comments.
Yeah, the comments. Just comment on that there, and then otherwise, yeah, share. Do what you got to do. Again, my website is www.tavernseat.com. Uh, we solve a lot of problems there. Let's just say that. Uh, anything else before we call this it, Tom? Anything else?
If you're not having fun running or playing in a game, leave.
Yeah, definitely.
That or try to communicate. I think the, we played in a Star Wars campaign together where in the first game I got a boot to the face and I felt attacked or whatever, and I was like with new people, and I was like, I'm not having fun. I was ready to quit, but we talked and we worked it out, and that game ran long enough for us to have another friend destroy our casino starship.
But that's a whole other story.
But
But all right.
anyways, either talk it out or leave the game.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're having fun. If you're not having fun, do that.
Or come back to us with our great wisdom and breadth of experience. We will answer anything, but we need more. I would need more information before saying anything.
Yeah, if you want to give us more details, but you don't want to share them as a comment, you
Sure.
can talk to us about a way to DM us or whatever, and we can
Exactly.
work that out.
So, all right. Well, I will just say, have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Love you guys.